Call this meeting on July 21st, 2022 of the Board of Directors of the Sacramento Flood Control Agency to order. Please call the roll.
Thank you. Director Conant?
Present.
Director Avdis?
Here.
Director Reeder?
Here.
Director Holloway? Director Johns? Director Ashby? Vice Chairman Harris?
Here.
Director Jennings?
Here.
Thank you. Director Desmond?
Here.
Thank you. Director Frost?
Here.
Chairman Kennedy?
Here.
Director Natoli? Director Cerna?
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Proceed with the message.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting of SAFCA is being recorded and will be aired on Metro Cable Channel 14 on Saturday, July 23rd at 4 p.m. and will also be available on SAFCA's website within 48 hours after the meeting. As a courtesy reminder, please remember to leave your microphones on mute if you are not speaking. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chairman Kennedy, I have not received any public comments.
Okay, is there a member of the public that is online that would like to make a comment at this time? Hearing none, let's go to item number 1.
Thank you. Our next item are consent matters, and items 1 through 11 are in order.
I will move consent calendar, please, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second. Second, Conant.
We have a motion by Holloway, a second by Conan. Are there any members of the board that would like to pull an item for discussion? Madam Clerk, is there any member of the public?
I have not received any public comments. Thank you.
Okay, then please call the roll.
Thank you. Director Conant?
Aye.
Director Avdis?
Aye.
Director Reeder?
Aye.
Director Holloway?
Aye.
Director Johns? Director Ashby? Vice Chairman Harris?
Aye.
Director Jennings?
Yes.
Director Desmond?
Aye.
Director Frost?
Aye.
Chairman Kennedy?
Aye.
Director Natoli? And Director Cerna?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes with 10-member approval. Next slide, please. Next up, we have separate matters. Item 12, Resolution of Appreciation number 2022086, recognizing Deborah G. Jones for her contributions to the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency.
Mr. Johnson, do you have any comments to be made?
Sorry, realized I was on mute. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't see, I'm just looking, I don't see Deborah on. She was going to join us, but
I am here.
oh, you are.
Hello.
Okay, there you are. I didn't see you there.
I'm not on video.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we wanted to offer this resolution for the board's consideration. Deborah Jones was a trustee with the RD 1000, and during her time there, she was on the SAFCA board as either an alternate or a board member. And now that she's no longer on the RD 1000 board, then she is no longer with us. And so we just wanted to take this opportunity to offer this resolution to thank her for her contributions and work with SAFCA. So with that, I'll turn it back to you there.
Thank you. And Deborah, I'll have you know that it's not often people get to hear the words "you're no longer with us."
Good one.
I do want to say, Deborah, that I am sorry under one circumstance, and that's that since you were on the board, we've been under COVID, so I haven't had an opportunity to be in the same room with you during that time. But we do sincerely appreciate your commitment to the Natomas region and to flood control issues, and with your background was very helpful and gave a perspective that I think was much appreciated and needed. And with that, I'd like to give you an opportunity if you have any words to say, or if there's any other board members that would like to say something.
Well, I just want to say thank you to Safka. It was a pleasure serving on the board. Learned a few things. I definitely want to thank Mr. Johnson, also Barb Gualco, wonderful folks that helped ease my transition to the agency. I loved serving Natomas. I loved being on the RD 1000 board. I want to thank my amazing colleagues there and those present, Nick and Elena, for entrusting me to represent our district to Safka. I've been in public service since I was 15 years old. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Thank you very much. And again, thank you for your service. And we need a vote on this resolution, provided there's no other members of the board or the public that's to speak on this item.
Conant moved to
This is Cerna, move approval.
Jennings second.
Okay, I believe Mr. Conant just edged in, and Mr. Cerna will take the second. Please call the roll.
Thank you. Director Conant?
Aye.
Director Avdis?
Aye.
Director Reader?
Aye.
Director Holloway?
Aye.
Director Johns? Director Ashby? Vice Chairman Harris?
Aye.
Director Jennings?
Yes.
Director Desmond?
Aye.
Director Frost?
Aye.
Chairman Kennedy?
Aye.
Director Natoli? Director Cerna?
Aye.
Motion is unanimous among those present with a 10-member approval. Thank you.
So we now are going
to all
into
of
closed session. Lindy, is there another link? I mean, I'm kind of at a disadvantage here on the phone.
Did you call into the conference line, that number that I sent you?
No, I did it through WebEx.
Oh, then
He's okay. He's in
okay,
closed
you
session.
can see him. Okay,
Chairman Kennedy is.
great.
Okay, so I'm in closed session. Okay.
We're going to go into closed session, and in just one moment, you'll see a pop-up on your screen that says, ask you to join. Go ahead and click on that. And thank you. And Alia, I'm not seeing a video. Oh, okay, I've got it. Thank you.
Did we lose Lindy?
Yeah, it said that she left.
Oh.
I'm assuming she'll be back here momentarily. Here we go. Welcome back, Lindy.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I apologize. We're going to take roll call to establish a quorum. Director Conant?
Present.
Director Avdis? Director Avdis?
Yes, here.
Director
Sorry.
Reader?
Present.
Director Holloway?
Here.
Director Johns?
Here.
Director Ashby? Vice Chairman Harris?
Here.
Director Jennings? Director Jennings? Director Desmond?
Here. Jennings
Director-
is here.
Thank you. Director Frost?
Director.
Here.
Chairman Kennedy?
Here.
Director Natoli?
Here.
Thank you. Director Cerna? Director Cernan? We do have a quorum with 11 members present. Next slide, please.
Lindy, can we find out if we reach Director Cerna again? Did we lost him in transition?
I'm checking to see. I don't see him. I know he was potentially not going to be available and Lisa was going to fill in for him.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
Jeremy, is there anything to report out from closed session?
Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators regarding property at 5333 East Levy Road. Negotiating party Richard Kuna on behalf of Sandra K. Kuna, successor trustee of the Kenneth and Mary Lou Kaioki family 1983 revocable trust dated April 29th, 1983, under negotiation, price and terms of payment.
This is Jeremy Goldberg, Agency Counsel. Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators regarding property at 1015 Rio Lane, Sacramento, California, APN 016-0161-035, negotiating party Randy Boreen, under negotiation, price and terms of payment.
Again, Jeremy Goldberg, Agency Counsel. Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators regarding property in Sacramento County, APNs number 274-0120-104, 274-0120-015, and 016, negotiating party Kathleen Rose and Lanny Winberry Esquire, under negotiation, price and terms of payment.
Jeremy Goldberg, Agency Counsel. The board voted unanimously, giving direction to staff, the terms of which will be made public when agreed upon by the parties and committed to writing.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Separate matters, item 13 is a public hearing, resolution number 2022-087, approving the supplemental assessment roll and setting the fiscal year 2022-23 assessment rate for the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency Operations and Maintenance Assessment District Number 1. Next slide, please.
Good afternoon, board members. Jason Campbell, Deputy Executive Director. Each year we bring forward this role for your approval and for the public to be able to comment on the rates. The assessment, as I'd like to remind you, is the fund that operates as general fund. This year, the assessment role is once again being under the California Water Code. The assessment has been the same assessment rate for many years now. There is no adjustment to the rate. The approximate number of properties is 320,000. Actually, it's probably closer to 324,000 properties total in the assessment district. And the proposed assessment is anticipated to be about $6.4 million in total. Overall, really no changes to the assessment other than normal changes that we would see, changes regarding lot splits and other. So for the most part, once again, the O&M assessment rate is staying the same, or based on your board's approval today, and we anticipate things that should run smoothly for the remaining day of the year. Excuse me. For the remainder of the year. Next slide, Lindy. Mr. Chair, I'd like to go and see if there's any questions or if we would want to go ahead and move forward with public hearing.
Are there any questions of the board? Okay, hearing none then, I will open up the public hearing. This time, is there any member of the public that would like to come forward and address the board on this item? Hearing none, I assume we have no written correspondence, Madam Clerk?
Having just checked my email, I have not received any comments on this item.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Move approval, Harris.
Second by Holloway.
All right, we have a motion by Director Harris, Vice Chair Harris, and a second by Director Holloway. Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you. Director Cronin,
Aye.
Director Abdus,
Aye.
Director Reader,
Aye.
Director Holloway,
Aye.
Director Johns,
Aye.
Director Ashby, Vice Chairman Harris,
Aye.
Director Jennings, Director Jennings, Director Desmond,
Aye.
Director Frost,
Aye.
Chairman Kennedy,
Aye.
Director Natoli,
Aye.
and Director Cerna. Motion passes with 10-member approval.
Jennings would like to add his name to the listing, please.
Thank you. Motion passes with 11-member approval. Next slide, please. Separate matters, item 14, resolution number 2022-088, authorizing the executive director to execute a grant deed conveying portions of Sacramento County former assessor's parcel number 274-0173-029 to the owner of assessor parcel number 274-0173-041 as exempt surplus land. And as notice to the public, this item does require a 4/5 or 11-member vote to adopt the resolution. Thank you. Next slide, please.
Good afternoon, John Bassett, Director of Engineering. As read by the clerk, this item would allow safety to move forward with some additional property acquisitions for the Reach H component of the Phase 4B of the Natomas Levee Improvement Project. We are proposing that a portion of the former APN 274-0173-029 that was acquired recently from the city of Sacramento be transferred to the neighboring property in partial exchange for some property we need to acquire from him for the Reach H project. The prior board has declared the portion that would be transferred to be exempt surplus property. And next slide. So we're in the Reach H component, which is the lower southeast corner of the Natomas Basin. Next attachment. This is attachment 3 from the staff report, and it shows in the red highlighting there the portion that would be transferred to the owner of APN 041, which is just below that highlighted portion. Next slide is a plat of the area that would be transferred. So with that, as I indicated earlier, in the May meeting, the board declared the property as surplus. Following the board's declaration, Agency Council sent a notice to the California Department of Housing and Community Development indicating that the board's action had declared the property surplus. On June in 2022, the department sent a letter to SAFCA concurring that the land was exempt surplus under the Government Code Section 54221, Subdivision F1C. Next slide. And to exchange the property pursuant to California Government Code 25365B, the board requires a 4/5 vote. And the resolution before the board today, resolution number 2022088, provides the necessary findings, and would authorize the executive director or his designee to execute the grant deed to convey the exempt surplus property as described. I can take any other questions the board may have.
Any questions from the board?
Chair, this property happens to be in my district. The owners are in accord. It's a pretty easy transfer. I'd like to move the staff recommendation, which was resolution 088.
Is there a second?
Jennings will second.
Okay, we have a motion by Director or Vice Chair Harris and a second by Director Jennings. Is there any member of the public that would like to address this? Madam Clerk, do we have any correspondence?
I have not received any, Chairman Kennedy.
Okay, then please call the roll.
Thank you. Director Conant,
Aye.
Director Abdus,
Aye.
Director Reader,
Aye.
Director Holloway,
Aye.
Director Johns,
Aye.
Director Ashby, Vice Chairman Harris,
Aye.
Director Jennings,
Yes.
Director Desmond,
Aye.
Director Frost,
Aye.
Chairman Kennedy,
Aye.
Director Natoli,
Aye.
Director Cerna. Thank you. Motion does pass with 11-member approval.
Thank you.
The next item is the Executive Director's Report for July 21st.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a few items. If you go to the next slide there. So in May, the board took a resolution honoring Colonel Handura and thanking him for his service. So we did get a new colonel, Colonel Chad Caldwell. They had a change of command ceremony. They held it in Capitol Park with a small group there towards the end of June. If you go to the next slide, please. Colonel Gant, who she's actually Colonel Promotable, she's the commander of South Pacific Division, came and did the change of command there. We actually have had a chance to meet with Colonel Caldwell, and he's very enthusiastic. We look forward to working with him. So just wanted to make you aware of that. If you go to the next slide, please. So also towards the end of June, the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Civil Works, Mr. Michael Connor, came out. One of his visits was to Folsom Dam. Took him out there to highlight the Joint Federal Project as a successful partnership. And then also Congresswoman Matsui attended to emphasize the importance of the dam raise and our other projects and flood control for Sacramento. Go to the next slide, please. Also, on the next day, took a helicopter tour of the Lower American River and the Yellow Bypass System, trying to help him see all the work that's going on with all of our projects, understand how the new forecast informed operations are at Folsom, and how the American River and Sac River flood control work together. And then also laying the groundwork for our Yolo bypass study and the importance of the partnership. If you go to the next slide. So he was actually out here at the invite of California Natural Resources Secretary Wade Crowfoot. They knew each other previously. And so on the helicopter was Mr. Crowfoot and Mr. Connor, and then Gary Bardini represented Safeca on the helicopter. Good opportunity for him to learn quite a bit about Sacramento and our flood control needs. And he was very enthusiastic about moving forward with the Yolo bypass study. So that was all good. Next slide, changing gears a little bit, the House of Representatives. The federal fiscal year ends September 30th, and they went ahead and moved forward with our appropriation bill for water and energy and water development. And this slide's a little out of date. They actually yesterday passed the bill, so the whole House did. So the Senate still has not announced their schedule. We're running up close towards the August recess, so they'll have September to deal with that. If not, we'll have to do continuing resolutions. But go to the next slide, please. The good thing about the House bill was it had a lot in it for us. It did include the new study start for the Yellow bypass study, $500,000 to get that started. Almost 173 million for Natomas basin study. And in fact, this year, other than the 2018 when we got the emergency supplemental, this will be our highest annual year funding yet for any of our years. So still getting very good support at the federal level for funding our projects. And then finally on the next slide, go back up one. So must thank Congresswoman Matsui. She used one of her the old earmark terms. They're now the community funded community project funding opportunities to get the Folsom Dam raise, the temperature control shutter modifications included in the appropriation bills, and that is passed and now in the House bill. So it will give us the funding needed to move forward with construction on that. So again, wanted to thank her. And that is all I had for my ED report. See if there's any questions.
Any questions? Does not appear to be. I take it there's no member of the public? Nope. All right. Well, our next items are receive and file. So with that, we are adjourned. Our next meeting will be July 20, or no, that's today. When's our next meeting?
August 18th.
Okay, August 18th. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I was kind of doing this flying blind, and y'all made it easy. Thank you very much.
Good job, Mr. Chairman.